Meanwhile, some other news and some little geeky science here. Rex Tillerson, according to The Hill, is thinking about quitting the State Department. Sean Spicer, of course, last week quit the White House's press office, and he's no longer the press secretary. That's now Ms. Huckabee Sanders, and now Scaramucci is the communications director, presumably the boss of that area. And Scaramucci is like, you know, this is a guy who apparently has no core beliefs. He's going through and scrubbing out his Twitter feeds supporting single-payer health care and talking about every scientist understands global warming is real and you know, Donald Trump is a jerk. And I'm not sure that's the word he used, but, you know, where's that effect? You know, all this kind of stuff. So he's deleting all these. So, you know, here's a guy who, like, he just follows power and presumably wealth. I mean, he's very proud of his role in a hedge fund that handled billions of dollars and all that kind of thing. So I'm not sure how this is going to end. I don't see how it ends well. But on the other hand, Scaramucci is so much like Trump. And he's running essentially the same con that Trump is running, which is I'm on your side. Here's my positions, when in fact those aren't his positions. And you know, that it may be, you know, with Fox viewers and people who listen to a lot of right-wing hate radio, they're like pre-softened up, preconditioned. Over the weekend, I again watched the movie The Brainwashing of My Dad by Jen Seko. And it's an absolutely brilliant movie. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. And she follows her father going from being a really nice guy who starts getting into Rush Limbaugh and Fox News to the point that he's virtually psychotic, hating everybody, screaming at everybody all the time. And then he goes through a health crisis that pulls him out of the ability to listen to Limbaugh every day and watch Fox News every day. And all of a sudden, he becomes a normal human being again. And, you know, all these people telling their stories about their relatives who got sucked into the right-wing hate machine. And it's real. And until that is delegitimized or people wake up to the lies that are being fed to them. I mean, the New York Times right now is asking Fox and Friends to apologize because the president of the United States tweeted a lie about the New York Times that was promoted on Fox and Friends by Fox hosts. And, you know, I mean, Fox, people who watch Fox know less about what's going on in the United States and the world than people who don't watch any media at all. They're not just uninformed, they're malinformed or misinformed. They're lied to constantly, every single day. You want to see the lies, go to foxhounds.us or MediaMatters.org. Every day they post the day's lies from Fox. And it's not just Fox. Right-wing hate radio does the same thing. Finally, I promised a little geeky science, and then we'll pick up your calls. It's Anything Goes Summer here. This is from April Short's piece over on Alternet today. 3 things you probably didn't know about humans' ancient relationship with dogs. Turns out we didn't domesticate dogs. You know, the story was that humans started using dogs to hunt with. Well, no. I mean, now they're doing this really, really careful DNA analysis, and they're figuring this stuff out. No, we didn't use dogs to hunt. Dogs used us. We didn't domesticate wolves. Wolves domesticated us. We actually changed our dietary habits because wolves started living with us. We used to eat a lot more vegetables. We actually, and they identified the genes. And they identified one particular gene, this genetic mutation that made some wolves want to cuddle with us. And the genes are the GTF2I, the GTF2IRD1, and the WBSCR17. These 3 genes are all mutated in dogs. Now, when you mutate these 3 genes in humans, you get something called the Williams-Beuren syndrome. Williams-Beuren syndrome makes people hyper-gregarious. They walk up to total strangers and tell them their whole life story. They are so friendly. They love everybody. And that's a dog, right? I mean, over the weekend, I was playing with Blue. He's, you know, our dog. You know, we've got this Australian Shepherd. And, you know, I throw the ball to the other end of the boat, and he falls all over himself, chasing it and bringing it back and dropping it. And I'll establish eye contact with him, and he'll hold eye contact with me for minutes. I mean, just absolutely right there. That's something that comes from these 3 genes being mutated. And you see this in people who have this syndrome. And so that was the beginning of that. And then those dogs got super friendly with us, and they domesticated us. It's fascinating. It's just the whole thing is just fascinating. You want all the details. April Short wrote the piece. It's over at alternate.org right now. So we've got that. We've got the Democratic Party trying to reboot itself. We've got the Republican Party trying to lie to us once more about how they really want to make sure that everybody in America has access to health care. But we're going to do it by throwing 32 million people off health insurance. Brilliant. And, of course, Jared Kushner today denying that he ever did anything with anybody.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
At least anything with anybody that he shouldn't have done it with, because he's just been upright and appropriate his entire life ever since his dad went to prison.